Hi everyone, and welcome to the 2026 Giza webinar. My name is Ben Vossmeyer, and I'm going to be showing you guys what Giza can do. And I know some of you may have talked with me before. I see both new and old names here, but I've been with Giza for about 10 years now, and I'm excited to show you all what we've been doing. I want to thank you all for coming. And I don't want to take too much of your time, so let's get right onto it. So for the agenda today, we're going to start off with a quick recap of what Giza is and what it can do. I know some of you are new, so just in case anybody is unfamiliar with Giza, we'll just go and go over the basics. After that, we're going to show off some new features, some things that have recently come out. And then we're going to move on to some of the stuff that Giza has upcoming. And we'll talk about that a little bit. So let's get on with what is Giza. So at its core, Giza is a connection design software. It allows you to build and examine connections. You can change the properties of those connections, and you can see exactly what's passing and failing in those engineering limit states. We have integration with Tekla structures, or you can use it standalone. So you can grab a connection from a model instead of having to enter all those parameters, or you could enter all of those into Giza yourself. And we offer full calculation reports. So for each connection, you can generate a PDF calculation report that'll show you all the calculations and everything that's passing and failing, and an engineer can put a stamp on those. Now, currently, Giza supports 743 different connections. Now, I think this is what makes Giza stand out the most from everybody else, is just the sheer number of connections that we support. And these range from shear, moment, vertical brace, and horizontal brace connections. But in those, we have shear with axial, sloped skewing, HSS bracing, HSS columns, and many other things that go into those. Currently, we support AISC 14th and 15th editions, and you can toggle that as a setting in Giza. And we allow for easy collaboration with GZA files. So if you have a connection in Giza, you can save it, and you can send that to someone else that has Giza, and they can open it up and take a look at those connections. So it makes it easy to collaborate with different connections. Now, I think the best way to show you what Giza is and what it can do is to just show you a hands-on demonstration. So here I've got Tekla structures on one side and Giza on the other, and I'm just going to show you a simple back and forth and just the simple process of what Giza is. So all you have to do to grab a connection into Giza is to highlight a component in Tekla structures and hit the Get button in Giza. And this will bring it over into our list here, and we can process this connection so Giza can take a look at it. Now, Giza is going to put that in our list of connections for this project. We can see it there. We can see actually that this connection is 70 kips. And we know that because we put that on the user-defined attributes of the beam itself. So if we go to the end conditions here, we can see that this is 70 kips. And that is what Giza is looking at for the load. So now if we go back to our list here in Giza, we can open up and see detailed information about this connection, just to see what Giza is looking at. And this is what we call the single view for a connection. You can see we've got the sketch here. We can change it to the actual values instead of just the labels. And we can see over on the left, we can have all the properties that Giza has grabbed from that Tekla model. We can see for every part of the connection. We could see the job information that it's gotten from the model, and we can go up to this check form and see exactly what is passing and failing on this connection. We can see that the bolt capacity for this connection angle is failing. So we're going to need to design this connection. So we click the design button, and it'll give us a few options to change. But since we know that the connection angle is failing, we'll go ahead and change that, and we'll bump it up one size. We'll hit calculate, and now we have a passing connection. And now that our connection is passed, we can move that design back into the model by clicking this Apply Design button. It's going to take a few seconds and move that design back. You can see the plate got just a little bit thicker. And now it's going to re-grab the connection just to make sure Tekla hasn't changed anything, and it's all the same. And now we can apply the capacity. This will add a few different things to the UDA of the beam, as well as turn it a green color to show everyone that it's passing. And then from there, we've got our passing connection. And now all we need to do from here is make a calculation report. So in our report options here, we're going to leave most of everything blank. There are a lot of things you can change, but we can save this as a PDF. We'll save this to the desktop, and it's going to generate us a calculation report. And we've got a saved report. And I saved it to the desktop, so I'm just going to open it up here and bring it on over. And from here, we've got our calculation report. We've got the header at the top with my information on it, and the first few pages are going to be the sketch of the model. And we're going to have all the properties that Giza is using for these calculations, all that geometry. And we have the calculations down here. And for each calculation made, we show you the exact page number that we're referencing in the manual. We can see all of the tables and formulas, everything listed out step by step, so you know exactly what Giza is doing. And at the very bottom, we've got the sketch again, and we've got our connection schedule. Just a table of important values for easy reference. And that's the end of the report. And that's basically what Giza outputs. That's the final destination here. An engineer can put their stamp on it. And a few more things about grabbing connections. If we can click this button, we can go back to our multiple view list, all of the connections in the model. And we can actually highlight several different connections in the model. We can actually highlight the whole model if we wanted to. And if we hit the get button, it'll all show up in this list in here. And even if the components are part of the same connection, Giza knows to group them together. So if I highlight these components here on this vertical brace, Giza knows that it is a single connection even though they are 3 components. But yeah, that's it for the basics of Giza. So let's move on to what's new. So last year, we had several new additions to Giza. In the newest version of Giza, we've added new moment connections, 33 of them to be exact. And the highlights from these are we've added 3-way and 4-way moment connections to HSS columns. And I'll show one of these off here in just a sec. And we've also released Giza Miscellaneous as sort of a beta software. So this is a separate software that we've released that has stairs, handrails, and wall rails. And I'll show that off as well. So why don't we go ahead and switch back, and I will show you one of these moment connections. So for this moment connection, we'll do it in standalone. And to generate a standalone connection, we're just going to go up to the New Connections button up here in the top left, and a new box will appear asking us which connection we'd like to generate. So we're going to go to the moment connections. We're going to go to beam to column, and we're going to scroll down till we find one of those new connections that we've added. And we'll find this. We'll do this one here. And we'll double click to generate that connection. And now it has been generated, and we'll go ahead and we'll maximize this screen here. And we've similar to the detailed view from before, we've got the sketch here, and we can choose to switch this from the labels or to the actual values themselves. We've got the drop downs in the left part here, and we can go through all of these, and we can see that all 4 beams here are active for this 4-way connection. And if we wanted to, we could uncheck this, and it's going to see that only 3 of them are active now. And we can even go to beam 3 and say, well, I don't want this either. and it'll just update there. But we'll turn these back on. And we can see it's been added back into the sketch. And we can go and continue and look at the parts here. And we could see all the connectors. And if we were to even change this to a connection angle, Giza's going to tell us, hey, this connection isn't quite supported. Yes, because they all need to match. But if we change it back, it'll go back over to the original. So we can see exactly what Giza can do. It'll tell us if something's not supported or not. And from here, we can open up the check form, just like before. We can see all of those limit states being calculated. We can see all the ones for the column, for the beam, the bolts, the parts. And we can even see for each beam, we have separate limit states. So it'll calculate all of those separately and show them all here. And that's all I really wanted to show for these connections here. And if you want to see the full list of connections that we've added, you can go to our supported connections list on our website. And now I want to show you a little bit about Giza Miscellaneous. So we'll go ahead and open that up here. Now Giza Miscellaneous is a new software. And for this, we've actually moved to a cloud-based licensing system. So you can see down here, it's signed in as me, and that license is online. So we use our Giza login. And this is sort of similar to our network option for Giza Connections, except this one is online, so you can log out and log into any computer that you want at any time. So let's go ahead and open up our webinar session here. And we can see that this is very similar to Giza Standard. We've got our job information, we've got our list of connections here. And if we wanted to add a new connection to this list, we could add a template here. We can choose between wall rails, handrails, and stairs. But we've got several connections here that we can take a look at. So let's go ahead and open one of the ones we've got here. So this is one of our handrails. We can see this, there's a sketch here, but new to Giza Miscellaneous, we actually have a 3D option. We can choose 3D and we can turn it around and view this connection in 3D. It's pretty cool. And we can also do 2D and 3D, which will just show it in side by side. But we'll move back to 3D here. And on the left side, we can see all of our information here. We can see the loads. We can see all of these properties, all of the materials that have been used, the brackets that are used, just like before. And from here, we can look at the status of our limit states. We can see all of the handrail capacities are okay, but the screw capacities are not okay. We can see that it recommends the embedment length to change. So we'll go to the bracket here, we'll take a look at our embedment length, and we're going to up this just a little bit. You can see that it still fails, so let's just do it a little bit more. And we've got a passing connection. It's really that easy. And we can see if we just go over here, the 3D model will actually change with our changes. So if we move this back down, you can see those bars get a little bit shorter. And if we move it back up, you'll see them get longer again. So I'm really excited about this 3D portion. This is something that'll be on all the miscellaneous connections, and hopefully we'll add it to the Giza standard connections. So we can see here, we've got our list of connections, and you can open up different individual connections in that list. And we can take a look at a few of these. We've got a handrail here. And on the left side, it's got all of these same properties, except these are guardrail specific. And we can go back and we've got a stair here that we can take a look at. Currently, we only have switchback stairs, but there are more to come in the future. And we can choose a 3D option for the stairs as well. And just like before, we've got the properties, except these are for stairs. And it's a pretty simple system. It's very similar to Giza Standard. But there's one last thing we have to do for this wall rail here, and that's generate a calculation report. So if we go up to the report option up top, we can see the report options just like before. And we're going to print preview this. It's going to generate us a report that can be saved as a PDF just like before. And here it is. We've got a very similar design. We've got the Giza miscellaneous header with my information. We've got the sketch at the start. We've got all of the properties just like before. And scrolling down a little bit, we've got the calculations again. And once again, for every calculation that we do, we'll show you the exact page number from the manual that we're referencing. We're listing everything step by step so that you know exactly what Giza is doing. We've got the connection capacity summary and a very short schedule because it is a handrail, so there's not much to it. But yeah, that's the report, and an engineer can put their stamp on it. And that's it for Giza miscellaneous. I know that doesn't look like there's too many connections yet, but it is still in beta, and we are going to be adding much more to this as time goes on. With that, let's get on to what's upcoming with Giza. So the big items that are coming to Giza in 2026 would be some new vertical bracing connections, similar to what we did last year with those moment connections. We hope to add a lot of new connections for vertical bracing. And we also plan to start transitioning some of these connections to the 16th edition. Now, it won't come all at once, but we do plan to start the process and add connections bit by bit until we've got them all added to the 16th edition of the AISC manual. The next on the list for the miscellaneous side would be ladders. So we'll be adding that to the miscellaneous side. So keep on the lookout for that. And there are several other things that we're going to be adding that I can't quite talk about here. But just keep on the lookout and we'll let you know as soon as we can. And that's going to be about it for this webinar. If you have any questions, feel free to email me on the email on screen, or give me a call, or visit our website. We've got lots of information everywhere. I know. One question a lot of you may have would be how much is the Giza miscellaneous software? So this is actually a beta software for us, since it's not as substantial as the standard Giza connections. This is going to be a $500 subscription. Just like Giza, it'll be a 1-year subscription, but since this is a beta software, it is discounted quite a bit. But you expect this price to rise once Giza miscellaneous comes out with more substantial connections. But yeah, that's it for this webinar. I want to thank you all for coming out, taking a look. I didn't want to keep you too long. I wanted to keep this nice and quick just to show you what we've been working on and what's come out recently. So yeah, if you have any other questions, feel free to email us, call us, visit our website, all those. And I want everyone to have a great night. Thank you guys.